wanted to show how I created this pop-up Christmas card, and I wanted to show the papers that I used just in case anyone was wondering. This is Some Recollections Christmas paper. I don't know how many Christmases ago this was from, and then I used this one. This is from this season. I used the red in there, and then there's also a plaid that I used from that North Pole paper pad. Then I used this Christmas tree die set. I used both of the trees there, and then I used a stamp, and I used half of that stamp down there. I just cut out some of the words. So I started out with 2 sheets of paper as my base. They're 4 1/4 by 6 3/4, and I cut 2 of those out. Then I scored them both at 1 inch and then 1 3/4 of an inch. And then I did the same thing. I just did them at the same time, 1 and then 1 3/4. Okay, so then I'm going to need to make the little mechanism that's going to pop up. I need a little sheet that's going to be 2 by 2 3/4. So I'm just cutting that off real quick. 2 by 2 3/4. And then I'm going to need to make a little crease in the paper. So I'm going to put my point of my paper down at the 1/2 of an inch mark, and then I'm just going to cat corner it so that it touches at the top, but yet the 1/2 inch mark is going to be at my point. As you can see here where my thumb is, the 1/2 inch mark, I'm getting that right there pointing, and then my paper is going to be at the top of the trimmer, like so. Then I'm just creasing the paper at this little diagonal point, and that bend of the paper is going to help create that little pop-up, as you'll see. So next I'm just panning back out, and I'm showing you, I'm taking that paper that we cut out as our base, and I'm folding it away from me, and then the other part on the end, I'm folding that in towards me. So as you can see, it creates a little Z. So the one on the end created towards me, and then the other one in the middle, I'm creating that away from me. And as you can see, that one also created a Z. But I'm just going to back those 2 up against each other. As you can see, that's going to create the little mechanism for the pop-up. And it will fold flat if you would like. So I'm taking one of them to create the front of my card. They're the same, so I just picked up one of them. And then I am doing my decoration for the base. The red base is 4 1/8 by 4 7/8. 4 1/8 by 4 7/8. And then I'm just going to glue that down, and that red sheet. And then my layering is going to be 4 by 4 3/4. And then I'm just going to glue that down real good. I'm using wet glue on this project because wet glue is forgivable, and ain't nothing like the art glitter glue. It's the best glue if you've never tried it. For a long time I used to hear about it, and I'm like, yeah, okay. And then I tried it, and I'm like, now I see why everyone loves it. But that's on my Amazon page if you're wondering what it is. So then my little tree die cut that was in the set that I showed earlier, I'm putting that there in the middle. And then I'm just using the little die cut stamp image that I stamped and put that on top of the tree. And I thought that that was glittery and pretty. And so then I grabbed a sheet for the little strip on the end, and that's going to be 4 1/8 by 7/8 of an inch. And then the plaid layering piece I'm going to use is 4 by 3/4 of an inch. And I really thought I wanted to put the bow that I had cut out, you'll see a little later, on the edge, but then I thought it won't fold flat with that, and then also when you grip it. So it kind of needs to be plain. So then this little strip here, I was hoping that my stamped image would come out good, so I wouldn't have to do this more than once. And I just stamped and sentiment there, so when it's opened up you can see that, and it turned out great. And just closing up my ink so it won't dry. And there's the bow that I had thought to put on the side, then I thought to put it on the front, but I ended up stamping my back upside down. As you see there, I didn't show it. I stamped it upside down. Hey, I'm not perfect, and so I ended up covering it, and then I just ended up using the bow on the back. I'm not a perfect stamper, but I'm showing you here that I am gluing that mechanism 1 3/4 of an inch from the bottom. And once you turn that front part upside down and glue that 1 3/4 from the bottom on the little lever, as I showed you there, it'll create the mechanism. And then I am just trying to figure out how, depending on what you glue on top, how much room you have. I didn't like all that white space, so I just trimmed off of that 2 by 2 3/4 a little bit, and so it rounded since I used these trees, and as you can see there, it looks a little bit better on space. So I just glued those gold at the top. And then I have the gold trees popping out. I have the green tree in the middle, and now all I have to do is just adhere the two sides together, and that's it to the card. So now I'm just going to take my glue and glue the left side and then glue the right side, and that's it. It's a cute card, and it's something different, which I love things that are different out of the box. And then, like I said, all I did was put a cut out on the back over my stamped image, and then I added that bow and glued the other side. And that's it. If you like this craft, give it a like, subscribe, and see you later, Craftinistas.